You're not laughing. Mark always laughs at the end of that.
I think it's a waste of time.
Oh, okay. Welcome everybody to
We've
Panfish
seen it
Nation.
500 times. It's time to move on.
I got you.
Okay.
Along with James Dockery, I'm Lyle, and Mark is on vacation. So here we
Surrounded
go.
by water, and he's still not fishing.
Well, I don't know. I know he talked about that, but
They must not have been. He must not have been able to leave or bring his live scope on that boat. That's probably what it was.
that could be. I do know that he's not thirsty. I promise you that. And he's not hungry. He's not hungry either, because he sent me some wild looking meals he's been eating, and he's having some adult beverages and just having a big time. And I hope he has a good time, because that's what vacations are all about. But as specialty of the day, we got James Dockery with us tonight. So, James?
Yes, sir.
We didn't discuss anything that we was going to go over, so I just thought we'd, kind of wing it, which is what we usually
we normally do. Yeah.
I know you've been fishing. I know you haven't been fishing a lot today, but
no, not today.
You've been fishing a lot in this cold weather, and you're catching a lot of crappie.
Yep.
Would you mind telling us what kind of bodies of water you're catching those crappie in?
Wet ones.
Well, okay.
No, there's where I live. I can drive an hour to 2 hours and probably hit probably 20 different lakes. Not ponds, they're pretty decent sized lakes. The problem is, and like with a lot of things, hunting and fishing is down across the board from one coast all the way to the other coast. The license sales, fishing gear sales. We saw an uptick in 2020, of course, but now it's leveled back off again. So we're not getting a lot of competition on some of these lakes. But I'm fishing Mark Twain, Thomas Hill, Long Branch, Lake Show Me, Lancaster City Lakes, Edina, Honeywell. So I'm traveling, and I'll be down your way probably next week to fish Pompetier.
Well, Pompetier's a lot of fun. There's a lot of crappie in there, and they have that dock that all the locals fish. I'm not real familiar with it. It's reasonably priced to fish on the dock.
So it's $2 per day to fish.
$5 a day a person, and they maintain the dock and all that. You're not paying to fish there as much as you're paying for maintenance on the dock and the structure they keep in it and all that. So
yeah, it's actually a pretty good setup, and I wish more lakes would actually go that way. But
now that also has the boat ramp there. It's just right to the north of the docks where I put in sometimes, and it's loaded with bluegill. I mean, now there's not very big sized ones that I've found in there, but the numbers are fabulous. You go in there and sit there, never leave that cove and catch all the fish you want to catch. So I know there's guys that come in from different ramps and been out in the lake, and they'll come in and fish the outside of that dock right out of their boats. So there's fish there, and there's some good ones in there.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, and Josh and Parker both have been sending me pictures of the ones that they've been getting. And they're good sized crappie even down there. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which makes Katie mad because it's like, maybe we should just take a bigger drive and
well, you just make a swing across the
swing. Yeah, that's that. Well, I've done that before.
Yep.
So, and just wake up one morning and decide to go, and you just go.
That's a fact. What do you say we welcome everybody into chat tonight?
Go for it.
We have 922 Crappie Barbecue, Brian B. Catfishing, Buck Williams, Bugman 22, who I believe was first in chat tonight. Burrito Catfishing Lady, Crappie Day Darren, Greg Burgess, Mr. Brodray, Joe Buck 66, Mark Skay, Parker Pursuits, Randy Swain, Josh the Weekend Angler, and Air Run, and Wabash Nate that is in chat as present. You guys come in late, we will acknowledge you as we find you and go from there.
Or Lyle will just forget and we move on.
Yeah, I mean, that can happen. You just never know.
Always happens.
Never know. But it is what it is, and that's just part of life.
Yeah.
Are you catching your crappie on hand ties or plastic?
I'm a little bit of both, but I'm mainly using Jason Persinger's those booger belly baits that he makes.
Mm-hmm.
I ordered a whole bunch of those from him here a while back, and then when I get time, I'm tying up jigs and stuff like that I've ordered from Jason Brummel, and it's just a back and forth, and it just kind of depends on the fish, really. It's not, if I can't get decent bites and hits and stuff like that on a hand tie, I'll switch over to a plastic and we'll go that route.
I sent you some pictures yesterday. I turned the green screen off tonight on purpose. I got a couple of new colors of paint I'm going to share with everybody.
Now, you do realize that everybody in chat sees that you still have the green screen on, correct?
I do not.
You do?
No.
That is not your background.
Well, it's not supposed to be on, but
and
it
folks,
is.
This is what me and Josh and Chad have to deal with on a nightly basis. Bye, Lyle.
Sigh.
That's not what he normally says.
I really like this one. That one's pretty cool. The other one's cool too, but it is what it is. I took that out. Damn, that makes me mad.
You know what happened? You hit the wrong button.
No.
We have warned. Yes. We
I don't even have the green thing back here.
Well, then your walls are moldy because.
No, they're not. They are not moldy.
The best part about this is there's a handful of people that know exactly what just went through his mind when I said that, and what he was thinking or said was not what that man was thinking.
No, it's not. You're right. But guess what, James? Guess what we have tonight that we're going to do? And since Mark's not here, my box of jigs and ties, we still got plenty in there.
There you go.
And we're going to do 2 of them tonight at different times. Don't know what time we're going to do them. I'll just pick out a time randomly, then we'll do one later. But we're going to give away at least 2.
There you go.
Mark's not here, so we got to make up the slack somehow. Glad that everybody is in there. While I'm thinking about it, I'll go ahead and get that up, or attempt to. I'm not even sure if I can remember how to do it. It's been so long since I've done that. But I bet I can figure it out.
Probably.
If not, I'll call for reinforcements. So what else you been doing?
Actually trying to find the most exotic hides I can to make some jigs out of.
You want to tell us about that? Because I know you've got some wild stuff.
Actually, I've got some water buffalo tail here that I'm going to be tying up some jigs out of here pretty quick. I've got coyote tail fox, Arctic fox, and one I'm really kind of interested in trying, giraffe.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. So
now, how long are those?
What's that?
How long are they?
I can get quite a few of them out of there. I mean
each the individual strands.
That's
how long are they?
I'm gonna say probably maybe 6 inches.
Wow.
So yeah.
You get several of them.
Yes.
or you
Well,
can
I,
keep-
I, I, I will not be hurting anytime soon for uh, material to tie with. That is for sure.
here's the deal. You know, and I know you're the great bass fisherman. Next to Bill Dance, you're probably the greatest bass fisherman of all times. And those long ones like that will make some excellent bass jigs.
But see, here's the problem though. Every time I catch a bass, if like I've caught several 5-pound bass this year, and they all seem to lose weight dramatically. I mean, they go from like 5 pounds to less than a pound, and I just don't understand it. It makes people mad. So I don't know.
I wouldn't worry about it too much because every one of them that does that is one less that eats the bluegill and crappie. And a
That's
wise man
exactly.
told me that one.
Yeah, yeah. I have gone on a crusade of any big bass I will pull out.
You know, I showed you some hand ties that I'd done here a while back. We talked about them a little bit. These will show up, I'm pretty sure. I kind of like these, and I tried them the last day I was out fishing, and I was kind of impressed with the way they go through the water. If you can see that,
That foam.
yeah,
Yeah.
and those really work good, but I'm going to have to downsize them just a little.
Well, let me ask you, what size weight is that on that?
That's
that
a 1/16 ounce hit.
Now that foam is going to affect the fall rate of that jig head.
Very much so.
Yes. So that's, I mean, you keep that in mind when you're tying those up.
Yeah, you I mean, I need to downsize them, and here's why. I got the crappie or a panfish magnet kit. I've
Okay.
been wanting to get one of those because I hear so much good things about them, and I didn't know if they was as what all the hype was or not. So far, they haven't caught nothing, but you know, neither did anything else really with this cold weather coming in. But the size of these are so much smaller than what those that I made was that I'm thinking I may be a little bit too tall for bluegill. So I'm going to try to figure out how to make the same thing in a smaller size, and maybe to where I can fit it on a 1/32 ounce jig head, maybe, and see if that won't help me out. The
Yeah.
problem is I like that long shank hook for stuff like that, and those only come in a number 6 size hook. You
Yeah.
can't get them in a
Yeah,
small.
but you know, and here's the thing though. If you could get a hold of Jason Brummel, he can put different size hooks on there for you.
The long shank hook, the smallest size you can get is
Oh, okay.
a number 6.
Hang on one sec. The youngest wants to say hi.
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 He's trying to show the hat.
Go away.
Oh
I'll
man.
tell you guys something. Lyle puts my kid up to a lot of things.
Really?
Yes.
I'm not sure how it could be my fault.
It's always your fault.
Well, that's what you say. That's what you say. There's Atlas Wannabe Outdoors has joined us, and Mike has joined us.
And I saw where Parker put up that there's an otter swimming around. I've got otter also. I've got
Yes,
me,
you do.
muskrat, otter, fox, gray fox, red fox, different types of squirrels, all that stuff. Like I said, just whatever notion I take to tying up, that's going to get tied up that day.
That otter fur ought to be really cool. I think that would be really good. I'm trying to remember. I've seen some of those. I don't remember how long the hair is on them.
Well, and here's the thing: a lot of this stuff you can, if you take like a cat brush or something like that, and you brush the hides out that you get if you trap and stuff like that.
You brush cats?
No, I actually bought this brush to get the fine fur out of the hides and stuff like that for making my dubbing and stuff for flies.
Isn't that what squirrel bodies are for?
Squirrel? Well, no, because why stick with just squirrel? And here's the thing, every single bit of fur, whether it's raccoon, deer, elk,
That's right.
all that, everything acts different in water. That's, whether you're, fishing flies, whether you're fishing jigs, whatever, they all have a different sensation in that water as far as, like a deer's tail. Deer's tail is coarse and it's actually hollow on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
So it actually, when you put it on there, it doesn't sink as fast as, say, a coyote or a foxtail or something like that.
One thing that people don't know about deer fur or deer hair, people think the only part of the deer that you can use is the tail, and that's furthest from the truth. Body parts are excellent tying fur hair.
Yes.
They especially the belly stuff, because it's white. You can dye it, make it any color you want.
Yep. Same with the tails, though. I mean, you
Yep.
can dye the tails any color and stuff
Yep.
like that. And don't think that, if you're going to start tying up yourself, and if you're a hunter, cut that tail off. Them hides, deer hides worth $3. You can skin that hide out, and you don't even have to do all of it. Just cut a big section right down the middle of it and throw that in just regular table salt. Make sure it's all completely covered and stuff like that, and let it sit inside your garage or a shed for a month or so. It's going to create a really hard rawhide that is great for tying.
Mm-hmm. The thing that I've set up to have white rabbits, but I can't find any around here, because not only do I dearly love to eat them, the fur on them would be perfect. You make rabbit zonkers and use the fur for all kinds of stuff. And if you're good enough at skinning them out to where you can skin the face down and get all the meat and stuff off of them and salt them down, you got that face is where the real small fur is on them, and there's a lot of cool stuff you can do with that.
Oh yeah. Well, I've got regular rabbit, I've got jackrabbit, cottontail, and I've got an Arctic fur or Arctic hair.
Mm-hmm.
And the Arctic hair, I mean, I can dye that any color I want.
Right.
So, but yeah, like I said, it just depends on what kind of mood I'm in as far as whether I'm going to tie.
You mean you have a mood other than grouchy old Dockery?
Very seldom, but yeah. Very seldom.
Matt says he's got 2 deer hides in his shed, and 2 gray and 2 red fox. That's cool. It makes some jigs for sure.
That it will.
They will do that.
There's just kind of a example. I mean, I've got, and they're all just crammed inside of a box. These are just the tails. This isn't the back hide and all that other stuff.
Yeah, I've got a bunch down here. I'm not going to dig them out because they're behind boxes and behind boxes and behind boxes. But I only want 1 or 2 more, and then I'm good to go with start dyeing some, because you can get a lot of people will give you a deer tail.
Oh yeah.
Hunters, people and stuff, they'll send them to you or give them to you or something for almost nothing. You get them tanned up to where they're good to go. There is some real Jay that has been on our show before, Jay Worth. He has the best tan or dyeing video that I'm aware of. He does it every year for all of his stuff that he ties, and his dad was doing it before him, and he's got it down to an art. Yep. And you can dye your own tails, and I got to tell you, James, you save a lot of money doing that versus what those colored ones cost. Now, I do dearly love the colored tails. I mean, I like them, but you can do it yourself for what, a fourth of what it costs you to buy them. And I've got 2 or 3 boxes full of them now. But I've got several white tails that I want to do. But like I say, if you didn't mind tanning the belly of a deer, there's a lot of good tying hair on the belly. And with that being white, you can make it any color you want.
Oh yeah, yeah. And don't be afraid to play around with that stuff. I mean,
That's right.
That's once you start, getting your own furs and stuff like that, you can experiment around. If you don't like it, set it off to the side.
Just cut it off and start over. It ain't a big deal. Thread stuff don't cost that much.
Nope, it does not.
Especially the way you and I do it.
Yeah.
We don't buy the tying thread. We use embroidery thread. And that's all I've used for the last, I don't know how many years, because I always had a bunch of it on hand. But I can't see paying the price they want for that tying thread.
No.
When that works just as well for me.
Yeah. And you can, I'm pretty sure that you could probably use any type of a hide or anything like that. But mostly, I mean, the bigger chunks of it, you're going to catch bass more than you're going to catch crappie or bluegill or stuff like that. So,
well, you know about bass catching, huh?
You have way too many pictures, old man, to be talking shit, buddy. Because I'm pretty sure I could probably pay Josh to do a bragging board of nothing but your bass catching.
Oh, no, we don't want to do that.
No, I know you don't want us to do that. But that may be, Josh, there you go. That's something for you to work on for the New Year's Eve show.
I will tell you that I caught more rock bass last year than I care to talk about.
Oh,
but they're fun to catch on that fly rod now.
Yeah. And say we all saw them.
I know. Well, you don't actually fish for them, or I don't actually. They just happen to, get on there.
See, everybody else is starting to agree that Josh should do that video. Yeah.
What's wrong with him?
I think it's funny.
You would. Of course you would. Of course you would. Maybe we get Josh to jump in here with us.
Maybe.
You never know with Josh. I mean, you just don't. He's been kind of busy. Rock bass, flathead bait. That is 100% correct.
Yep.
And they will. Them goggle they put a big bend in your rod for sure. And there's an abundance of them. I never knew the Niagara River was so full of them, but on a fly rod, they are a lot of fun. Ultralights, anything like that, they just
see, and that's mainly
fun.
what we use is ultralight. I mean, we fished together. You've
right.
seen what setup I've used and stuff like that. That's about as ultralight as you could possibly get. And I want that fun. I want that fight.
Well, I have been looking for different blanks, and most all of the blanks, the production the production rods that are made, most all of them, I can buy them blanks. These guys that buy these China-built rods, they think they got the market cornered on how to get them. I've been buying from them companies for 30 years. Yeah, so I know all them people, and I got hooked up with a Celios rod here a while back, and they sent me 2 of them, and the first one I was not impressed with. It broke the first day out, and I'm thinking, damn, I'm pretty sure I don't want these rods to build on.
Right.
But the other one is still going strong. I don't know if it had a crack in it, if it got damaged in shipping. I mean, there's no way to know.
Right.
These things happen. But the other works really well, and it is as limber as a rod that I would ever use. I mean, it's just almost 2 feet. But the one that I like most of all is the light action Cherrywood by Berkley. And they won't sell me the blank. And that they won't. They're not going to turn loose of them blanks. They don't want nobody else building them. And that kind of pissed me off. But what are you going to do? I really like those. They're really good. and they're a graphite composite blank, and they're just really tough.
Well, and see, like a big, huge fan of B&M. I really am. The only thing that I have against them is their eyelets. They all seem to pop out from time to, if you use them. But I mean, I'm fishing close to 300 days a year. So, and average person does not fish that.
Oh, no.
So.
No, average person does not fish near that.
Yeah.
And here's one thing, James, there's a whole lot of people that get to fish after work a couple days a week, maybe in the summertime, and then on weekends. And the rest of the time they're working and making a living and providing. In the summertime, it might be a little better for them, but once you retire or whatever, it makes it a little bit different where you can go out a little bit more.
Oh, yeah.
And
well, and people need to understand, I might only fish like 5 minutes, just long enough to say I went, caught a couple of fish, maybe I didn't, and came home. And not every time I'm going out am I catching fish. So, and I'm trying different things, here and there, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work, and I move on.
Well, I try to come up with new jigs and new flies and stuff all the time, and that a lot of times that's what I'm doing, and I want to see it in the water.
Yeah,
not necessarily to catch fish. If you catch fish on, that's a bonus, but just to see the action on it and what it does, and if it's not, I want them jigs to set level.
Yes.
And if they're tail heavy or front heavy, you got to change something on them. You might have to add lead to the back of them, or you might have to shorten them or lengthen them or whatever, because I always fish my jigs with a loop.
Right. Yeah.
A lot of people tie Palomar knots on them and stuff, and that's fine. But I tie a loop knot on them. That way they're free to run in and out of that loop, and I don't have any issues with that.
Yeah. Well, and and depending on what type of the fur, like on one of these tails here, you're going to get more action out of the tip of the tail than you will, say, if you use the backside for the end of that jig, because it's a little bit stiffer. It's not as flexible, stuff like that, and it's like, again, I've seen guys use rock hard baits, and they do great. I've seen guys use hair jigs and stuff like that are just puffy out the ass, and they do great. It's all once you figure out what you like doing, don't listen to anybody else. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to Lyle. Sure as hell don't listen to Mark. Go and catch your fish. If you've got time to try something different, try it. If not, stick with what you've got.
And don't get sucked into doing one certain type of retreat.
Yeah.
You got to move it around and break them up, make them different. Girl, I don't know what that means. Main your jigs. I never heard of that term before. So,
Name.
Oh, do I name them?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sometimes. One of the things about naming jigs and things got some people into trouble online here a while back over a copyright for a name. And what I started doing when that happened, and I was doing it before that, was I started numbering mine in a numbering sequence. So I done that specifically to keep that from happening. Good evening, Chadwick.
I heard that the ratings were down this week, so I figured I would spice things up and come in because, obviously you needed some real talent to finally be on this show, so you asked Dockery and I to come in.
Hey, while you're here, why don't you pull up the giveaway tool? You still have that?
No, hold on. I ain't going to come in here on my damn day off and you start barking orders.
I said, would you?
Oh, okay. Give me a second.
I have it pulled up, but you're probably more comfortable with it than I am. And we'll just give away some of these.
Okay.
I still think
ruffle up
one of
my-
these nights we just need. The other night we should have gone live.
Which night's that?
The night that Chad went down that rabbit hole.
Which rabbit hole? That narrowed it down.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Put something in there to choose from, Chad.
What are we doing?
I'm going to give away some of these jigs.
All right. Nope, that's all right. Hashtag. Getting jiggy.
Getting jiggy.
Boom. There you go.
What have you been up to, Chad?
Wow, man, I came in and you lost 3 viewers.
Really?
Way to go, Chad.
That's all right. I love them
Daryl
anyway.
says put him to work. I did.
Man. Yeah. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. I got out there to actually unpacking boxes after haven't touched any for a few weeks. So,
You might go a year or so and find boxes that you still hadn't put up.
well, I'm gonna be honest with you. The only reason I started is I'm looking for an old cookbook of mine that I cannot figure out where I put it. There they go. There's your entries coming in, Mr. Lyle.
Yep, they're rolling in now,
There you
buddy.
go.
They are rolling in now.
There we go. All those people came back. Welcome back, people. Sorry I yelled at Lyle in front of y'all.
They just
Not
came
really.
back for the giveaway. It's not because of you.
Yeah, not really.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll take it any way we can get it. Have you been doing any fishing, Chad?
I've done a little bit. About every other week I'm getting to get out fishing. I'm hoping it picks up a little bit more.
It's kind of tough when you go after a big move like you did and try to get all that put away and then concentrate on fishing. But I know it's a job.
Well, it seems like the Mendota trip started my trend for the rest of the year. We went up there. We got to fish like 2 days, and then all them storms came through. We left and came home, and that's pretty much been my year. It's not been near what it was last year, like I'd hoped, but yeah, like you said, things happen. We've had some great things happen, so
Yeah.
we'll get back to it. I'm still fishing. I'm definitely still fishing more than you. So
I don't know about that.
But see, okay, and here's the debate, all right? And I want Chat to help us out with this one.
Let's go.
So, if a person drives to the water and parks next to the water, is that considered fishing?
No.
Let's.
I would have to say that is a big no when you're just staring at water. I drive by water all the time. That doesn't mean that I went fishing, James.
I told you there's no signal on that dock. I am going to go.
He was able to
go there. I'm going to take my camera on a tripod because you got to really be careful, or you'll be playing the Dockery whacking that roof.
I thought you said there wasn't a roof on there.
Not that this one's got one, and you can whack it if you're not real careful. I, of course, did not.
Josh, please clip that. Josh, please clip that.
I did, of course, did not hit it, but it can be done. So.
But I was really hoping because we moved down here. I'm only 5 minutes from that lake that we like, the local lake where we like to crappie fish. I want to hit that up a little bit more than I used to. Now that we're closer, it'll definitely be nice more towards like spring, summertime where if we work from home, we can ride over when we got more daylight and do a couple hours in the evening or something. That'd be nice. But
there's a remove button for that cast at. Somebody already get him?
I don't know.
Yeah. Yep, you go.
Okay.
Let's just watch the language. Just watch the language. But I do agree with the statement they made. So.
Yes. Yeah. A couple of us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, Nate. Now that we've moved, that was one of the reasons why we wanted to get away from where we live. We do not DoorDash. Honestly, we probably eat outside of the house about 10 to 15% of the time now. Everything we're cooking a lot more at home. I'm actually starting to get my shelves stocked up pretty nice. So
Thank you,
I'm doing a
Danny.
lot of home cooking. Thank you, Josh. I knew you would know what I was talking about. We can add that. Maybe we can do a virtual calendar of Lyle's sleeping pictures with some of the audio clips that we've made over the years.
Would you stop?
Hey, you're the one over there talking about whacking it. Yeah.
Dock. The dock.
Yeah, I bet.
Whatever.
So
Josh really needs to get in here now because I mean we're about to go downhill, and
that's the whole point of why I jumped in.
that's right. Uh-oh. Lyle's hearing things.
I do hear something. Must be in the other room because, man, it's
Great.
bad.
It's leaking on the floor again. You know,
No.
we're gonna have to call Cindy and let her know.
She's watching. I saw Mama Cindy in here,
It's on the
and I saw
phone.
Parker's
Watch
fishing. Then I should be looking for a Fishing for Dummies book
it. For who?
for me.
Oh.
I don't know what it is about these people think I don't know how to fish, but
So
you have an answer. You have an answer
got
to
that
this.
book, Chad.
Well, I need a copy, brother.
Okay.
Apparently.
are you Wendy? How many times do you go after crappie on that lake you're talking about?
I mean, we hit this lake. We've hit it 4 or 5 times in the last year or two, but we don't typically set out to just go crappie fishing very often. But that's a nice one because
right?
well, they have a nice crappie population in it, but they also have a really nice population of shellcrackers in it.
Nice.
So
Big ones?
big ones.
Now, do you use those for bait or do you eat them?
Yes,
Okay.
mostly bait. But yeah, they've got some really nice panfish in that lake. It's only a 98-acre lake, but it's got some really nice fish. I've seen some monster flatheads. It's got blue cats in it where they've stocked blue cats in it.
The flatheads will get big because of those shellcracker and bluegill.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
I know
they'll eat crappie too.
I've seen my uncle pull some like 40s and 50-pound flathead out of it.
Nice.
Now, let me ask you this, Chad. How much fishing pressure is on that lake, though?
Well, that's the nice thing. So it has room for probably maybe 10 to 15 boats max. It's one ramp. The rest is a farm that goes around it and a couple houses. There's not a lot of boat traffic that can be put on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Very nice. Very nice.
Yep.
While I'm thinking about it, I wanted to tell everybody there's no rhyme or reason to what I pull out of that box or how many goes in the package. Goes in there. There'll be more than one thing of jigs. There'll be more than one.
don't forget about that.
What's that? Yeah. And why don't we go ahead and let that rip, Chad?
All right.
We'll get the
Pop
first one out
says,
of the way.
give it away. Who we got? Yeah, it is a small lake. We've got a lot of small lakes around here. We don't, unless we drive a couple hours, we don't have very
There
big
we go.
lakes. Hey, Guerrero Bagre.
Bro, just send me your email me or message me either one your shipping address, and I'll get that right out to you.
Yeah, most of our lakes around here are right around that 100-acre mark, unless I travel, like I said, about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. Then we can start hitting. Actually, I have one that I haven't fished in probably. Oh, it's probably been 20 years since I fished it. It's like 300 acres. That's not too far from here, but to get into the big lakes, the few hundred to 1,000+ acres, I got to drive a while.
Yeah.
Now, those lakes that you're talking about down there, Chad, do they have restrictions on motor
Yes.
size and stuff?
Yeah.
Now, when the ones that have restrictions, can you use your boat on there if you don't use the big motor?
Yes. No,
Okay.
you can use the big motor. So it used to be all these lakes were 9.9 lakes. So if you had a 9.9, you could use it. Otherwise, you could only do trolling motor. Now it's idle speed only.
Yep.
On
I
all
wish
these
they'd
lakes.
do that in Missouri,
We've got some lakes up here that are that
but
way.
not all of them.
Yeah.
No, not all of them.
But some of them that don't have that don't have a ramp big enough for a real boat.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's not like you really fish anyway. So
Well, I tell you what, the 98-acre lake that I'm talking about that's just down the road, the boat ramp, when you launched boat ramp, that's where it's dammed up. It's man-made lake. It's 65 feet deep right there.
Oh wow,
It's deep.
that's a lot deep.
But as far as Blue Cat Lake, actual lakes, I would have to go down by like where Ryan Borch lives down at Taylorsville Lake. That's a good Blue Cat Lake. There are some Laurel River Lake. They have them in there. But that's a drive.
yeah,
If we're looking for blues, like I said, there's ones in here. The biggest one I think I've probably ever caught out of it. I know there's bigger. It was probably been 15, 20 pounds. If I'm looking for to go find blue cats, I got to go to the river. That's it.
so I'm about 2 hours from the Missouri, and then I'm about an hour from the Mississippi River. So
That's not bad.
no,
Yeah. But if I'm looking for panfish, we do have some decent lakes around here to go. Like if I'm looking for bluegill for bait, or even the shell crackers, right? I can definitely go get those out of this lake up here, no problem. I mean, that's what when we had that panfish tournament going on. That's where I fished, was that lake.
I think
I was catching shell crackers, past my wrist.
I think a lot of catfishing guys forget that bluegill and shellcracker make excellent bait year round.
yeah.
I
But
use
make
them,
sure
mainly use it.
Here's the thing, though. Check your state laws about using bluegill and stuff like that for bait, because some states, and I know Missouri, it has to be under 5 inches.
Yes.
So if you're, the bigger bluegills and stuff like that, even if you catch them on rod and reel, you are not allowed anything over 5 inches to use as catfish bait.
Yeah,
So,
and that's so use an accurate measuring tape, not what Lyle says is 5 inches. So make sure you're using a good standardized measuring system. And honestly, though, what you just said too, Dockery, makes me think too, because when I was younger, like I grew up believing like shell crackers and any kind of sunfish, it was a bluegill.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was actually older that I realized how many different species of panfish like that there really were, and you got to watch that too, because
some are like warmouths here in Missouri. You were not allowed to use those as bait.
Yeah.
So
I would we always called them perch. It didn't matter what it was a perch.
Perch.
Yeah.
Well, that's a southern Missouri thing. You're not all that, knowledgeable about stuff.
But if you're going to use panfish for bait, you need to understand which one is what.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the best.
And more importantly, learn how to keep them alive, folks.
That is super important.
That is really important.
I don't have to put up with this.
Josh understands. I mean, he's he had his live well or live bait tank set up. I have mine year round. Unfortunately, all mine died. I had nothing to do with it.
You don't have a bait tank set up. You have Katie's hot tub.
She can still get in it. It's a bait tank.
No, you let me up on the screen.
And here we go.
And now things go downhill.
Now things can really go downhill.
That's right.
I got invited to kick sand in the other sandbox this week. So,
but that's the other thing you got to think about too. With that is not just what species you're catching, and if you can't use it, but like, am I allowed to take it from this body of water to fish in another body of water, even in my own state? Some states that's illegal.
Yes, and it's mostly illegal to transport live bait from one state to the next.
Yes.
Yes, it
which
is, Lyle.
not a problem for Lyle.
Yeah.
That is no.
Really not.
Especially if it's live bait. If you
If
can't
it's
catch
live
it live
bluegill,
bait,
they are not
there's
making
no.
it out of the
They're
county.
not. No. And guys, you have to understand. I only live like 10 miles from the Iowa border, so those fish died.
Those fish were born and died in the state of Missouri.
They did.
Yes.
Yeah. All 50 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Aren't you glad we all have access?
Yes.
Oh man,
Made some great catfish bait.
Made for some great stories too.
Uh-huh.
For you
Well, no, not just me.
and Chad.
Josh, Chad.
Yeah.
we all get something out of it.
Yeah, because I mean, we were all looking at hopefully getting some bait out of it,
Yeah.
but unfortunately,
You could
Was
have
that the year that Chad? Was that the year that I gave you bait? You know,
yeah,
that I had?
because it was all smelly and rotten in the back
it
of
was
Lyle's
never
boat.
rotten.
Yeah.
It was never rotten.
I'm just trying to figure out why there was like the shrimp shells everywhere.
You know why. He wouldn't use that as bait.
Well, I think I read a story about that the other night.
Josh, I want to tell everybody about what happened with the battery that I bought. What we talked about on Catfish Weekly Monday night. I bought a lead time battery, 24-volt single battery that
Yeah.
weighs half of what one of my two 12-volt batteries did. And with shipping with everybody at Christmas time, it doesn't matter, I don't think, who the shipper is, whether it be UPS or the post office or whatever. They're all behind because of the Christmas stuff. And this battery company found out that I hadn't got it, and they sent me a letter telling me they was checking into it to make sure that it was on the way, everything was good, and let me know that. Man, that's an awesome customer.
You can't beat that.
Yeah.
You know,
That's the first time anybody ever done that.
that is a personal touch that just doesn't exist anymore. So.
That's right. And this company shipped them, I think it was out of California.
That sounds about right. I think
I
that's
think
where
it is, out of California. And was supposed to have been here, I don't know, whatever day it was, and it wasn't there. And I guess they monitor that and sent me. So if you guys are in the market for a battery, I would highly recommend this company. Highly recommend.
I'm looking
Really
at the.
And I've tried out a few different brands. I will say that the lead time has given me probably the best overall performance, but they've all done pretty well.
Well, and that's why I went ahead and that's why I got one, because of the success you had on your testing.
The torture test videos are all on my channel, so I mean you can go and see how they perform and see if they have some have features that others.
There you go, Jody.
Don't have. Why does Chad pet his beard all the time? It's not a beard; it's a tribble.
It's a what?
A tribble. Hear those things on Star Trek?
Yeah, I have a lot of anxiety, nervous tics that you guys don't realize. But I appreciate.
I don't want to see anything else you're pulling on.
I appreciate Jody pointing out my my mental issues that I have. I appreciate it. What do you think my other hand's at, Lyle?
I don't have a clue. Don't want to know either.
I got a matching hat too.
And they worry about us, James.
Okay.
They worry about you and you when we come up on the street.
Yeah.
What are they going to say? Are they going to say this? I have to do nothing. I've gotten 2 clips out of this show tonight.
Chad, you want to set us up another giveaway?
Hey, Josh, you want to tell everybody what we're going to do New Year's Eve?
Oh, we'll probably have the R-rated version of what we're doing tonight. I mean, it's kind of become a tradition over on my channel, The Weekend Angler, that about 8:00 Central Time, give or take, we sometimes a little earlier. I don't think it's ever been later than that. We consume mass quantities and hang out and tie jigs and fish and whatever else. We do a pop-up live, so the link could be in there. Anybody wants to hop in and say whatever, with the thing that somebody on the screen has to know you, because we ran into that one year that the dude was stalking. He was stalking Brian B.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Hashtag I love free stuff.
That guy got mad that we would not let him up on screen.
Yeah.
And Brian had no clue who he was, so it was a little weird. He's going basement. Oh, look, there's Brian right there. Can my friend come?
Sure.
We ain't drunk jig tying. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Come on.
Could be.
Get in the drawing. Let's go, people.
And we might as well just go ahead and say the views and the expressions and opinions that we say are our own and in no way affect Catfish Weekly, Panfish Nation, Weekend Angler, the bait. Well, kind of the bait. Nah,
the bait shop. Yeah, we did.
Yes, my views are my views and my views alone. And if you don't like it,
If you don't like it, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you.
you know, Josh, I get more and more like that every year. And it wasn't, Saturday, I was a lot more reserved. Sunday, I just started flipping everybody off.
Oh, there you go. Yeah,
You think that's probably because of who you hang around with most nights?
Parker, the plan is to do that, yes. Baldwin Bash on New Year's Eve day, the day of the 31st.
Baldwin Bash.
Wait, I thought we weren't allowed to fish Baldwin Bash anymore. Or Baldwin.
Well, I'm kind of wondering about Baldwin after what I saw the other day. Evidently, all the birds up there are dying.
Bird flu.
That's what they said. They say you got an avian flu, and it's
Avian flu, yeah.
They said there's dead birds everywhere lining the shores of the lake, and the ones that are still alive don't look. They shouldn't.
Missouri,
so
yeah, Missouri has a huge outbreak at the moment, unfortunately.
Really?
So, yeah, and
now
it's all waterfowl mainly.
That's what they said was ducks and stuff dying. Yep.
Oh, that's too bad.
Is there any correlation to Parker fishing it on Saturday?
No, probably not.
I did see him doing some weird looking stuff around birds at one point in that
was he like Lyle and was whacking it?
Yeah. He was whacking them birds left and right.
Look, idiot, you were the one that invited us on.
Yeah, genius.
What can I say?
That's right.
We told much. You, our plan was to kill Panfish Nation.
I've got 2 clips already. Parker said there's a bunch of dead geese there, so chicken will work excellent.
Ugh.
That's probably true.
Stay away from them,
that's
though.
Where the deal with everybody using chicken for catfish bait was because birds was dying and fish was eating them. Makes sense to me.
Well, I mean,
why else would you use chicken?
It's not. I mean, there's that. I mean, think about the amount of ducks that are eaten by flatheads and other catfish and other species.
We saw that happen one day. We were out fishing. There was a mama duck and 3 or 4 or 5 baby ducks, and there was a big splash, and then there was one less baby duck.
You can set out that we've got a Hazel Creek. It's not here too far from here. It's got muskie in it, and you can sit out there in the kayak and you just watch them. They'll come up there and pick them little ducks off one at a time.
No kidding.
I mean, Lyle will probably understand this more than you guys, but I used to watch like Bill Dance and Hank Parker and all them guys, bass fishing and stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why they use the mice lures for bass and stuff, different stuff like that.
They're opportunistic
them fish. Yeah, if they're a predator fish, they're attacking stuff that's on top of the water, in the water, whatever. So
bass are easy to catch. That's why Lyle does it.
Yeah.
We need to have an intervention.
Yeah.
There's no saving him now.
No, there's not.
No, the intervention's already been laid out. I think it might work.
Yeah, ChatGPT helped us out on that one. So.
Yeah. What a night.
What?
This was just supposed to be a little, easy going thing.
This is so easy going.
This is easy going.
Do you want us to take it next level?
Hold on. Lyle, you have to admit, compared to what we normally say to each other, this is a normal, easy
nice.
night.
Yeah, but that's usually what not everybody is accessible to it.
I've told you repeatedly, let's go live.
Oh,
on a lot of nights.
There has been some nights when we all know we shouldn't have went live that we talked about it.
And for those of you that don't know, all you have to do is look up Bill O'Reilly flipping out. That video, that's pretty much what is said, on most nights.
Yeah, most nights.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing
like
sacred. I mean, it's all bets are off.
Yeah, and the more of this that goes down, the worse it gets.
Greg, the next time that a hurricane comes by and you try to get up here, you just let us know. Somebody will be ready to go fishing.
Lyle won't be, but somebody else might. So
Yeah.
I know some guys. I know some guys that down there by Lyle. So Greg, if you want to fish down around by Lyle, let me know. I'll hook you up with some of those guys. Go ahead, Lyle. You know you want to do it, buddy. You know you want to do it. It's right there.
Have we got very many entries in the?
I forgot about that. Let's see what we got.
There was quite a
we
few.
got 11. Anybody else want to get it? Better do it in the next minute or two, and then I'll spin it for Lyle. Well, when I say minute or two, I'm talking like 20 seconds.
I love free stuff. I'm surprised you have not had an inundation of college kids.
I know. I really thought we would go from like the low 30s to like 3,000 people.
Yeah.
That's kind of why I did it. Look, I put this back up. We just jumped three viewers. Open it down 4. There's Jen Smith getting in it. Just went up 2.
There's Sampy. I ain't seen him in a while.
What's up, Sampy? Really, Josh?
I like that guy.
Yeah, but it always makes me want to go peanut butter jelly. Anyway.
Stop it.
And I told you to stop using the one of me.
What does that mean?
What?
I don't want to know what he was shaving.
No.
All right, you guys ready to spin this one?
Do it, bro.
Let's go. Doo-dah. Skull Rush.
Congrats, bud.
Congratulations, Skull Rush.
Just message me on Facebook or email me at catfishweeklytv@gmail.com. Either way, and I will get and send me your address and correct name. I'm pretty sure that's not it. And I will get that stuff right out to you guys.
Yeah. Do not send it to iamsanta@gmail.com. He has a ton of emails in that they never get answered in time.
Yeah.
Your son. I think that's a topic we should go over.
That one's funny. We were talking about that earlier. So for those of y'all who don't know, usually before the show or after the show on Monday night, my son John will come in and hop in my lap and say hi to Lyle. And as soon as he has said hi to Lyle, the next thing he's doing is giving Lyle his Christmas list.
Yep.
He wants Hot Wheels City. He wants this and that every time.
And Hot Wheels.
We go to stores or out places right now where there is Christmas decorations and he sees Santa and it's, look, Dad, it's Lyle. So he is convinced.
It is so cute. It really is.
And did you buy that young man some Hot Wheels, Lyle?
No, not yet.
He told him the other night he had to be good. And then I asked John if Lyle was going to come down the chimney, and Lyle said not to build a fire. So I've told both kids that we're
going to build a fire.
It'd be 80 degrees Christmas Eve. We're having a fire.
Yep.
Oh my God. You just mean, man. Just mean. But it'll be all right. It will be all right.
Mark will never take a week off again.
Oh yeah, he will.
He will, yeah.
Man, if I got a chance to go
Next
on
time,
a cruise, I'd
it'll
take
just-
off a week.
look, next time it's just the three of us guys in through here. I mean, we'll kick the old man out of here and we'll just completely destroy this show.
Why wait? Let's go.
Hey, there we go. All right.
What do you want to talk about?
Oh, you know what? We should bring up the time that Lyle camera dropped off the table.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was
That was traumatizing.
You know, I'm still seeing a therapist from that.
Well, you're not the only one, and Parker, you're pretty close. They were.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I dare anybody to go back because that live is still up somewhere.
it
I'm
is.
not going to tell you which one, but
Oh Lord, no!
all I can say was it was
time was
totally,
enough.
totally nuts.
It was. Yeah. It was just.
If we're going to tell Lyle stories, I like the one where he was driving to a tournament or whatever.
Oh my God! Yes.
Oh my God.
It was-
Absolutely.
He was live.
And didn't know he was live,
Yeah.
and I guess was saying whatever about whoever.
I was actually watching as that was unfolding, and everybody in chat was like, "Call him and tell him live." But I'm like, "No, shut the hell up, man! Just let this play out." And it just kept getting better and better.
And people are trying to call him, and he's like, "I don't want to talk to him."
I don't want to talk to that stupid son of a you know what.
Oh yeah, it was actually just it was comical as hell. I mean, it really and truly was, and it went on for like 10 minutes. And
I
you know,
hate that is not available to watch anymore.
I know. They deleted it like the second the live they figured out that they were live. That was it. They got rid of it. It was just like, why, man? That was like gold right there.
I know.
That would have been his most viral video, point blank and simple.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but nope, they had to get rid of it.
Well, that didn't last long.
Well, hell no, it didn't. Did you have
anything to do with any of it?
That was about as long as his normal fishing trip is. This though.
Yeah,
But I think
go.
I've had all the abuse I could take for
it's
it.
about a quarter of a time of a nap, though.
Yeah.
Catfish Weekly nap.
I didn't get no nap today. I'm kind of sad about that.
Oh,
I was actually ended up in Kansas.
You don't have a nap.
what was you doing in Kansas?
My grandson bought some stuff online and he couldn't return it, so he said it had to be taken back in person so he get a refund. So to Kansas we went, almost to Kansas City.
Wow.
That's like your favorite city.
I don't really have anything against Kansas City.
Well, I know you're a Chiefs fan, but
I am not.
Yeah.
But they're growing on me.
I thought he was just a Swiftie, is what it was.
No.
yeah, I was gonna say the
He's a
more he
Cubs
listens
fan.
to Tay,
Yeah, I
he's
don't have
becoming
to
more of a
listen to
KC fan.
That's the quickest way you get the TV or the radio turned off is somebody put her on.
You know he's out there dancing, right?
No.
absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you think he can't video why he fishes? It's 'cause he's out
There is that.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know any.
And with that, thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you.
Oh, wow. This show ain't running very long tonight, is it?
No.
You guys are too cruel. Thanks everybody. We'll see you next Wednesday night.
Oh,
Bye.
See you on Monday instead.
have y'all.